So I've got one golden rule with Land Rovers or Defenders, and that is I never buy them without seeing them in the flesh. I bought 3 Defenders in my life, and I've been to see dozens of others, and they're always worse in real life than when you see them in the photos. So from my experience, I always push and try and go and see the vehicle before I actually make a purchase. But I've broken my one golden rule. I've just offered on a vehicle that I've never seen in person. I've only seen a scratchy kind of image of it recently. I've seen some photos of it from about 3 years ago, and it looked fairly good condition, but I don't even know how many miles it's got on it. And I can't see it in person because it's not in the UK, it's in a different country, thousands of miles away, a country I've never been to. And in this country, as a foreigner, I'm not actually allowed to own or be the owner of a vehicle. So I've had to find somebody who I can transfer the name into during the sale process. So I'm buying a vehicle I've never seen from a country I've never been to, and I'm passing the ownership into the hands of somebody who I've never met. What could possibly go wrong? Now, the process for buying this vehicle is probably a lot more like buying a house in the UK. The seller wants to get a shot of it and transfer it into someone else's name. They can't put it in my name. I'm having to rely on a third person to do that. I'm basically the piggy in the middle here. I'm just waiting. I've been trying to push this process along for 9 months with lots of diplomacy and nudging, and it's all kind of come to a head, unfortunately, now, whilst I'm not only thousands of miles away from the UK, but thousands of miles away from that vehicle as well. I wanted to be there to help move the process along, because you imagine there's a fair amount of risk in that process, but it's all going to have to happen with me not being there. They say insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. But I've never done this before, so it's not insane, right? Probably really is the definition of a disease, is going to all this effort for a Land Rover. And why is that? It's going to be worth it. This has been a bit of a 6-year quest to try and find one of these Defenders, and I think I've finally found one. So now I've got to try and get to the Land Rover. I find myself in this utterly deserted but brand new airport. Anyway, the new twist here is that the seller has to transfer the money, which means I need to send the money to the seller. So I've got to get that money to them very, very quickly, because it needs to happen in the next few days. Very frustrating that this is I've been on this process for 9 months, and it's come down to like 24 to 48 hours notice. It's just so stressful. So now I've got to, basically, it's Wednesday today, I've got to send the money. No, sorry, it's Thursday. I'm getting confused. It's Thursday morning. I'm about 4 hours ahead of where the vehicle is, my contact. Got to send the money there, but the UK banks don't open. Just got to hope that it all goes through on Thursday, and then Friday, last resort Monday, they can actually go through the process. So part of the process of transferring ownership, you have to present basically an invoice to say that the actual transaction has gone through, and that needs to be in the name of the person that's being registered. So that's why the bank transfer has to occur. So not only am I buying a vehicle I've never seen in a country I've never been to with a person I've never met, I'm now transferring a hell of a lot of money to that person who I've never met, because I was originally expecting to do the transfer behind the scenes, but that has to be an integral part of, I think you just need like a bank teller receipt to show that the transactions occurred and to prove that ownership has transferred. Sending international bank transfer is not fun. Payment sent. It's the first time I've done a massive bank transfer on free airport Wi-Fi. This would be a great time to do an advert for a VPN or a sponsorship for a VPN, wouldn't it? But alas, my channel's not big enough for that. I'm at the mercy of the European banking system. They can actually get that cash into his bank account. Hopefully, they say 1 to 4 working days.
1 working day would be amazing. 2 would be edging it. 4 would just kill the whole thing. So I've sent the money. I'm now going to get on a 13-hour flight to the UK, and I will be none the wiser. Hopefully when I land at the other end, the cash will have arrived. Thank you. Bye-bye. I've just found out the money has arrived in the bank account at the other end, so it's about 28 hours for the money to arrive, which is great. Didn't take 4 days in the end. So the next bit is I'm basically waiting to hear on the appointment and the process the transfer. So hopefully that's all going to happen, probably not today, Monday. That is basically a massive relief. That was the last big hiccup. Well, actually the last big hiccup is not being able to get an appointment that's mutually agreeable between the seller and my contact. But the big one was getting the money there on time. Right, I'm knackered. I want to go home. Oof, so it's a few days later, and I've just had confirmation that the registration process has been finalised and it has new number plates, which is very exciting. That is great news. That's a massive relief. It's been 9 months up to this point. The seller has agreed to keep the vehicle for the next month. So whilst the formal process has happened, I need to get into the country, get to the vehicle, assess it. The last thing that needs to happen is basically the MOT equivalent needs to happen so that it's fully roadworthy, because it's not been driven in about 9 months. I don't really know much about it. I don't know what exact condition it's in right now. I've got a list of things that are potentially wrong with it, but that's by somebody who's not particularly got a specific knowledge of Land Rovers. I don't know how many miles is on it. I've been told it's the best one of the fleet, which I'm glad I've purchased, but other than that, I don't really know. Phase 1's complete. That's the bit I've been leading up to, which is basically getting ownership and going through the process of the sale, which I didn't think I was going to be able to pull off, but now it has. We're going to enter phase 2, which is how to get it back to the UK. It's 3,000 miles away. I need to get it here somehow. And driving it's probably the easiest and best situation. I'm sure you're all very eager to actually see the vehicle, as am I. I want to know what it is that I've just bought and what condition it's actually in. Anyway, let's get there, shall we? Another day, another airport. There's a taxi. Oh, look, there's a Land Rover. Look, there's a key. Ooh, it's 4 in the morning. That's the end of the journey. Got a glimpse of the Land Rover there. Gonna have to assess that in the next video. I need some sleep. No, screw it. Let's go and have a look. There it is. Bit of paintwork on there. Splatter. It's got a rock each. Anyway, tomorrow is the assessment. Let's look at that in more detail tomorrow. Oh, and welcome to Armenia.